Welcome into the Niner Narrative Podcast. This one's not going to be fun because the 49ers dropped a game to the Jaguars that they definitely should not have dropped. Where to begin on this one? We'll get to Purdy in a minute. The 49ers outgained the Jaguars. The 49ers had a better third down percentage, significantly better. The 49ers did most things better than the Jacksonville Jaguars did. The Jacksonville Jaguars tried to give that game to us, and we did nothing but give it back over and over again. Every time we tried, the 49ers, they would make a play, they'd get a first down, turnover. The 49ers go down, they get a field goal or score, whatever, okay, punt return for a touchdown. Every single time the 49ers started to get any momentum, they shot themselves in the foot. The Jaguars did not beat the 49ers. The 49ers lost. It's a hard one to swallow because we didn't just get outplayed. We didn't just get beat by a better team. We beat ourselves. Jacksonville Jaguars had 12 penalties. We had 5. So how does a team with more yards, a better third down ratio, less penalties, how does that team lose? It's real simple. You turn the ball over 4 times and you get no turnovers in return. This is one of those games where it felt like everything was bouncing to them. The tip balls were tipping right to their guys. The ball goes off of Christian McCaffrey's hands right to a defender. The ball gets tipped at the line, goes right to a linebacker. Now, would that ball have gotten completed anyway? I have no idea. But it very easily could have gotten tipped and hit the ground. So the fact that what I'm getting to is that the tips kept going their way. Fred Warner got his hands on two balls, and neither one of them he just couldn't get his hands on it. Punched the ball out, goes right back to their team. One of those games where we just couldn't get our act together. Just constantly 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Brock Purdy did not play well in this game. My concern is less about the decision makings. They weren't great, but they weren't as bad as it seemed at times. However, I have a real concern because the overthrows. One of the skill sets that made Brock Purdy so effective was his ability to layer a ball, his ability to put it over a defender and in front of the back defender. That's what makes our offense so dangerous, is when a guy can layer a ball in with anticipation for a catch and run opportunity. You can get chunk yards because you can drop a ball in behind the linebackers. Brock Purdy seems to have lost that ability. The thing that concerns me most is we've seen this before. I seem to remember a quarterback who came in towards the end of the season, got hot, won his first 5 games with the team, then had a serious injury, and was never the same again. The whole fan base was excited for that quarterback to come back from injury, and he never was the same. And I'm not saying that because of the injury. I'm saying the injury is just a delineation point. I don't understand why the quarterbacks in Kyle Shanahan's system go from being, hey, this guy's really good. This guy's an MVP caliber quarterback. His numbers are top of the league across the board. 2 years in. 2 years in, they look like a backup. Brock Purdy was throwing hospital balls. He got JJ crushed. He got Demarcus Robinson hit. He got dang near everybody hit. I don't understand. I don't understand how someone who is who throws with so much touch and anticipation and throws not just accurate balls, but precise balls. The ball's out in front when it needs to be, behind when it needs to be. It's only high when it has to be. You play that way, not just for 5 games. You play that way for like 25, 30 games. And then now you look like this. I'm hoping that what we saw yesterday was an aberration. Because Brock Purdy looked much better in week 1 than he did yesterday. I'm hoping that he still has a toe injury that's bothering him, and that's why he's sailing balls. And the reason that I'm hoping that is because if it's not the case, the 49ers are in real trouble. I am a Brock Purdy truther. Have been from the jump. Loved his moxie. I love the way he processes. I love how he throws with anticipation. He throws a ball so that when the wide receiver comes out of his break and gets his head around, the ball's already in the air. They can adjust on the fly. They can catch it in stride. Like it's such a catchable ball. It's such a good ball. Those days are gone. I hope that's not true. But that seems to be the case. We lost that game yesterday because Brock Purdy couldn't hit a ball over the middle. That ball to Christian McCaffrey, okay, he missed by, 6 inches? Christian McCaffrey stretched out hands, hits right on the fingertips. But that miss is a 10-point, at least maybe 14-point swing because they turn around and go down and score the other direction. I can sit here and talk about the ball that Kendrick Bourne dropped on a post running wide ass open. I could even talk about the other 2 drops that KB had. I could talk about the 6 drops that they had on offense. And all of a sudden, Brock Purdy is 28 of 38 instead of 22 of 38. It's a lot of things I could talk about, but it doesn't really matter if Brock Purdy doesn't take my frustration is Brock Purdy was the quarterback who took what the defense gave him and occasionally did a little extra and made a little bit more of a play. And the 49ers were able to beat anybody. They were a juggernaut when they did that. Kyle Shanahan somehow seems to have developed an allergy to play action pass or the screen game. Hyper athletic defense. Hyper aggressive. Where's the play action? Where's there's motions, but there's no real misdirection. Came out the gate, hit him for 16 yards on the opening play using misdirection. Did it like 3 more times the rest of the game. Where's the creativity? Where's the ingenuity? The run blocking was, again, not good. The pass protection, not much better. I watched Trent Williams, all-pro, all-world, Hall of Fame left tackle Trent Williams get turned around like a turnstile on more than one play. If Colton McKivitz continues to be the most consistent offensive lineman on the 49ers, we're in a lot of trouble. If Jake Brendel continues to outperform Dominic Pooney in pass protection, we're in big trouble. Connor Colby played well. Had some rough trips against pass protection. Now, give some credit to the Jaguars. I don't want to act like the Jaguars are just some terrible slap-happy team, and they're not the Saints. But the 49ers had no business losing that game. The main reason is because of Brock Purdy. You know how many times the defense hit the opposing quarterback in this game? How many times did Trevor Lawrence get hit in this game? 0 times. Didn't register a single hit. You think Bosa matters? So many people that think that because Bosa's stat numbers took a dip. One of the most double-teamed players in the NFL consistently gets pressure. And a lot of people act like that doesn't really matter that much. It's critical. He forces defenses to game plan for him. It gives other people opportunities. When he's not on the field, the rest of the defensive line can be game planned against and be made totally ineffective. Without an exotic blitz package from Robert Saleh moving forward, we are going to struggle to get pressure. Our corners and our secondary are not good enough to play that way. It's that simple. Got gashed in the run game again. As an indicator of just how much the 49ers were shooting themselves in the foot this game, the one thing that Mykel Williams has been a beast at since minute 1 of joining the NFL is setting the edge. You can't run his direction. That Travis Etienne touchdown run, his direction. Loss contained. The 49ers cannot play this way and expect to win games. I hope this was a wake-up call because a lot of players played poorly. Brock Purdy's not the only player who made critical mistakes. But he's the quarterback. His critical mistakes cost you football games. Other guys can make a mistake here and there. Sometimes you don't even notice. A cornerback can blow a coverage, but the sack gets there in time. It doesn't matter. Wide receiver can run a wrong route. Quarterback throws to the other side of the field. It doesn't matter. Or he dumps the ball down to Chris McCaffrey and he gets 10. Doesn't matter. When the quarterback misses, it matters. I'm very frustrated with the way the 49ers played. The 49ers have 5 Hall of Famers on their team. At least. One of them didn't play. This offense really misses George Kittle. It is the Pearsall and it is the McCaffrey show. McCaffrey had 141 yards from scrimmage again. But only had, I think, 59 yards on 17 carries. Throwing the ball 40 times a game is not the recipe of how this team wins. It's just not. It's not built to win that way. Where do we go from here? Well, we go to the Rams on Thursday night. The Rams have a better quarterback. The Rams have a better pass rush. Right now, the Rams have a better run play, better rushing offense. They have probably the best wide receiver in football right now, even though Pearsall is just crushing it. We said he was going to crush it. We said he was going to go for 1,200, maybe 1,400 yards. I did say he would have 10 touchdowns as well, but it looks like he might not hit that number because for whatever reason, he's allergic to the end zone. But for as good as Ricky Pearsall has been, Puka Nacua is the elite version of what Ricky Pearsall is. Ricky Pearsall is playing like a top 10 wide receiver this year. Borderline, right in that top 10 range. Puka Nacua is playing, he's the number 1 wide receiver in the NFL right now. He's the best wide receiver in football right now. Oh, and their number 2, a Hall of Famer by the name of Devontae Adams. Is he on the back end of his career? Yeah, sure he is. That's why he's their number 2 and not their number 1. That's a hell of a number 2. The 49ers are in trouble on Thursday. How are the 49ers going to beat the Rams without Nick Bosa? Because the defense is going to have to do it. The offense, through 4 games of the season, it's clear the offense is not going to win us games this year. We might have a game or two where we put up 30, maybe. But once again, the Kyle Shanahan 49ers have to win with defense. They can't win with offense. Why is it that a team that has an offensive guru at head coach has to win with defense? The thing that is most troubling about the 49ers is that it's not the injuries costing them games. You can talk, okay. The 49ers have a ton of injuries, a rash of injuries. And you could say that the injuries that they had all offseason played a part in them having a bit of a sloppy start on offense. But the defense is playing half the defense is rookies. And the defense is playing really good football. The defense gave us a chance to win that game. After you consistently put them in bad situation, after bad situation, you gave up points on a punt return. The defense played well enough to win. Because if the special teams doesn't give up a punt return, the defense did not allow 26 points. Offense and special teams gave them at least half of those. Robert Saleh has to carry this team this year. Fred Warner has to he has to put this team on his back. Is the team still going to make the playoffs? Probably. They got off to a good start. They're terrible. Their schedule on the back end of this season, it's awful. If the 49ers don't win 10 games this year, they should fire Kyle Shanahan before they get on the plane. It's totally unacceptable. They have enough talent. They're going to get healthier. Should. Who knows? What we just witnessed was a glimpse behind the curtains of why this football team is not a good football team. They have too many players who are too inconsistent. And now some of their best players, Trent Williams, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, are joining the other inconsistent players. This team was dominant because they had their best players playing consistently well all the time. And they just needed a little bit of good play from a guy here or a guy there, and they were good. That's how they won. That's how they steamrolled the league for an entire season. I'm frustrated. This team should be better than this. Brock should be better than this. Kyle should be better than this. I've been apologizing for Brock and for Kyle for far too long. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's be clear about some things. One, I think Kyle Shanahan is a good football coach. I'm not sure he's a great head coach. He's clearly a football guru. I don't know if it's enough. Brock Purdy has everything you need to be a high-end starting quarterback in this league. He has some elite skill sets. Where have they gone? The thing that I'm really worried about is that the narrative will be, once again, Kyle Shanahan made a backup quarterback look like an MVP. Purdy, Garoppolo, Mullins. Heck, go back and look at Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was a good quarterback. He wasn't an MVP before Kyle Shanahan. Brian Hoyer, pretty sure he made a Pro Bowl in Cleveland. He made Josh Gordon look like the best wide receiver in all of football. 1 year with Cleveland Browns. The narrative is going to be that. The narrative is going to be that Kyle Shanahan turned another backup quarterback into an MVP caliber quarterback for this long. But eventually, he can't hide the blemishes anymore. Eventually, the quarterback becomes whatever the quarterback was supposed to be. It's just not sustainable. Well, the problem is it might be the other way around. Kyle might be someone who ruins quarterbacks. Jimmy G was way better before he got a bunch of Kyle Shanahan coaching. Brock Purdy was better before he spent 2 years under Kyle. I don't know why. If Brock Purdy continues to play this way, I know exactly what the narrative is going to be, and it's going to be wrong. I think that if Brock Purdy continues to play this way, some of that does need to go on him. He is the one throwing the ball. But if Brock Purdy continues to play this way, who's going to ask the question of why Kyle Shanahan quarterbacks keep dropping like flies? Why Kyle Shanahan's players get hurt constantly? Ricky Pearsall never missed a game in college. Seems to have nothing but injury. Now, he plays through it. He's tough. Had a subluxed shoulder in college. Still played. He got banged up. I'm curious to know how many games did George Kittle miss in college? I can't put my finger on what the issue is. When there's so many things that are not going right, when you can point to one side of the field and say, look how good they're playing with all those rookies. They have 2 stars. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, and one of them's now out. Without Nick Bosa, they still managed to hold Jacksonville to under 20 points. That's what the defense allowed. Special teams gave one up. Offense gave the ball to Jacksonville 4 times. The defense gave up 19 points. Why can't the offense move the ball and score? Why can't they score? 49ers are 25th in yards per point. That means how many yards do you gain to score a point? 25th, 18 and change. Double the number 1 team. Why can the 49ers move the ball between the 20s consistently, but can't score when they get there? It's a head scratcher. So we're going to go over a few things here now that I've gotten my rant out of my system. So real quick, 49ers outgained Jacksonville 389 to 325. 22 first downs to 18, 5 penalties to 12, 8 out of 13 on third down as opposed to 4 out of 14 from Jacksonville. We outgained them, got more first downs, had a way better third down efficiency. Time of possession was 27-32, so fairly close. The fact that the 49ers almost pulled off a win, giving up 4 turnovers. We're driving to win the game after giving up 4 turnovers. Is a testament to Robert Saleh. Who is Devin Lloyd? Jacksonville has a linebacker that was everywhere yesterday. Caught both picks. Was in on the pressure at the end of the game. He helped cause that sack fumble. The narrative about Brock Purdy not protecting the ball in the sack fumble, that's wrong. I understand what people are going to say, but he literally moves in a pocket, has both hands on the ball, gets out of the way from somebody swiping at the ball, and then tries to throw the balls as his hand separates. Somebody with an 8-foot wingspan and 11-inch hands swipes the ball out of his hand. That's football. The one criticism I would have is I think it was first down. Take a sack. There's enough time. Go down, get to the line, run another play. The hero ball's got to stop. At a certain point, all the best quarterbacks, Brady, Manning, Steve Young, had to learn that sometimes the play is over. Sometimes the play is over. Fred Warner set a franchise record for forced fumbles, breaking the tie with Patrick Willis at 16. He's now forced 17 fumbles in his career. Can we take a moment to recognize greatness? Fred Warner is maybe the most consistent player I've ever seen. He is on par with Patrick Willis. He's arguably the best linebacker in the history of the franchise. He consistently performs at an elite level, game in and game out. It is uncanny. Why is it? I'm not even going to go there. Fred Warner's awesome. Diamondor Lenore was very effective in this game. I thought Darrell Luter Jr. did really well. I wonder if Renardo Green's going to get his spot back. And it's not because Renardo Green's not good. It's because Darrell Luter has everything Renardo Green does plus size and length. Darrell Luter has all the skills Renardo Green has plus size and length. If he finally puts it together, if the game has finally slowed down for him, he's a better option than Renardo Green. I'm a diehard Florida State fan. I want to see Renardo Green succeed. Darrell Luter might be better. One game. We'll see. But I liked, from what I saw from Darrell Luter in this game, I liked it better than what I've seen from Renardo Green in the first three. Renardo Green's taken a half step back. Hopefully, it's just a sophomore slump. He'll get it together. Everything will come together. And then we'll be awesome. Then we'll have a 3 quarterback. If Renardo Green returns to form, you have Diamondor Lenore on the outside. You have Renardo Green. You have Darrell Luter. If Stout goes down, Diamondor Lenore starts to kick inside, and you bring in Renardo Green, and you have Luter and Green on the outside. If not, you have a tremendous opportunity to have real depth at the corner position. Jair Brown is making plays at the big nickel. They finally found the spot that works for him. Mustafa's coming back soon, and Siegel has had some real rookie spots. I think there's a chance they're actually probably going to go with Jason Pinnock and Marquise and Malik Mustafa when he comes back. The defense might actually get better. But not if they don't figure out a pass rush. And without Nick Bosa, I'm not sure they can. I was against going out and trading for someone, but unless you want this year to fall flat, you might have to. I would love to see the 49ers go out and get a Matthew Judon, a guy who's late in his career, and you're just asking him to rush the passer and get some pressure on quarterbacks 10 or 15 times a game. I'm not sure there's another option, and I'm pretty certain there's not a better one already on the roster. So The 49ers are going to have to figure that out. It's tough. Anyway, so Brock Purdy, 22 of 38, which is 57.9%, 309 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. That is a quarterback rating of 79.8. That's actually a better quarterback rating than I had anticipated. He forced a pressure rate of 32.5. So 1/3 of his dropbacks, roughly, a little under, 1/3 of his dropbacks, he was pressured. Not awesome. On Wednesday, I will do more of a breakdown of the numbers in my Niners by the numbers. I will do a comparison and contrast of Brock Purdy and Mac Jones. They both have a 2-game sample size. Let's see what the metrics say. Mac looked better. That hurts. Oh, it hurts to say that. Mac looked better. He looks a lot better than what Purdy looked like yesterday. I really need Purdy to get his shit together. He's making me look bad. When kept clean, however, Brock Purdy was far more effective, completing 10 of 13 passes for 129 yards, 2 touchdowns, when throwing under 2.5 seconds. That's the whole game. Clean pocket, open receivers, decipher, deliver the ball. When nobody's open, if there's a dirty pocket, he is not a 6'6" quarterback with a cannon. He can't play from dirty pockets. He can't play when the rest of the offense is not on time. I don't know how much of a problem that is, but with the offensive line that the 49ers have put in front of him, it might be critical. Purdy faced 16 total pressures, 14 hurries, and 2 hits. And Connor Colby, unfortunately, led the team with 5 pressures allowed. Not a great day for him in pass protection. Did a couple of really good things in the run game. I haven't finished the film yet, but I'll have more about that. I may touch on that a bit on my Wednesday Niners by the Number podcast. If you have a minute, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We need some help getting these numbers up. We're going to keep making the content. We're going to keep doing this. I'm finally getting back on schedule. I missed a few days. I wasn't feeling well last week. But we're going to keep doing this. Wednesday is going to be the Niners by the numbers. This was a tough video to do because the 49ers, God, it was just so disappointing. They had a chance to win that game. Brock Purdy really let us all down. Kyle Shanahan really let us down. And the special teams, once again, comes in to ruin the day for the 49ers. The more things change, the more they stay the same. One step forward, 2 steps back. Let's get ready for the roller coaster, ladies and gentlemen, because we're about to be on it. My name is Chunder Boy. This is the Niner Narrative. Have a great night.